AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Fabian perspective. Knicks rehab. We in the mix. All we live.
Big Flea. Never the little one. I'm ready. Let's go.
Come on, man. AllBall, dame dato.
Oh man, you know the drill, man. We here, we in the building. Let's go.
How you guys feeling, man?
I'm good, man. Been relaxing all day.
Shit,
Like really relaxing. I ain't been doing nothing important.
Same here, man. 80 degrees in New York, and I'm in the house minding my business, waiting to go on with my brothers. I'm chilling, man.
Out the way. I threw a couple wings on the grill today, lightly. Nothing crazy.
Man. That's what I'm talking about.
Lightweight. Yo,
you can't be outside. You can't be outside in Houston before a certain time. It's too hot. It's too hot.
Well, that's the rules in DR. You can't, like, between 12 and 2, they take a siesta, like in siesta. They started in Spain. You can't be out there between 12 and 2. They take a 2-hour lunch break.
It's insane. The humidity out here is insane. You got to be.
Wow.
I'm in the cut.
In the cut, you know what? We not in the cut today. We trying to chop up these expectations for next year. AllBall threw it in the chat. The Knicks. Do we have enough to be a top 3 seed next season? If so, are we championship contenders? I think that's all in one, AllBall. When I saw you text that, I'm like, do we have enough to be a top 3 seed? Are we championship contenders? And do we need another superstar?
Well, I mean, are you throwing the alley-oop to one of us? I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry, that was a bad alley-oop. That was like a lob to the, and you just looked at me like, what was that?
Well, you've never been known for your passing abilities. Like, I've never ever heard anybody contest to your ability to pass.
Yeah, magic.
I don't know if he's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I'm bizarre,
but
I'm Bizarro Magic. I like to hog the mic.
Pause.
I'm not pausing nothing. I'm 41, AllBall.
Yo, nah,
I like Nicki Minaj, and I'm not pausing nothing.
Hogging the mic is wild, OG.
It's Barbie's world.
Nah, hogging the mic is insane.
I like Nicki Minaj, and I'm hogging the mic.
It's Barbie's world.
Right.
Yo, what a way to start the show.
Lord have mercy.
Yo, I woke up and I seen coming out. I said, what? Whatever the hell Nicki Minaj is saying.
What's going on today, man?
Got me, man.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's in a different bag today.
Is this Knicks rehab or Bizarro world? What's going on today, man?
The Bizarro Magic Pack.
Let's bring it back. Yo,
huddle up.
Rewind.
Right.
Rewind.
So
next season, top 2, but we not 2. That's how I feel, AllBall. What you thinking? Do we have enough? Do we need another superstar? What's going on?
So let me start this off, man. To be honest, I really was thinking about this. I really don't know. You know, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but I have to deal with reality. I don't know the moves Philly gonna make. Let's see what happens with Milwaukee. It looked like Boston's gonna stay intact. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really worried about our team next season. Flea is big on you always got to make improvements and upgrade. What if Paul George goes to Philly? What if Giannis and Dame figure it out? What if Boston wins the championship? Like I said, Atlanta got the first pick. Let's see what happens with Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell. I don't know. As everybody know, I'm not a big Julius Randle fan. I respect that he came to our team when we was down and out, put us on the map, or helped put us on the map. I don't know if that's enough. Now, if we're fully healthy with everybody, because I don't know if we're going to keep Hartenstein, because I do not want to overpay him. I'm just being honest with y'all. How do we know DiVincenzo and Hart is going to have that type of season once we are fully healthy and everybody's in the lineup. What's going to happen with Boggs and Burks? So I really don't know. And the key, Flea, OG, there's starting to be some rumblings to the point where there's going to be some teams offering him a lot of money. A lot of money. Are we going to re-sign OG? So for me, if we're talking fully healthy, I still see us being a top 3 seed. Boston, just because of the talent. I still see us right in the mix of Philly, Milwaukee. I'm not scared of Milwaukee. I'm not scared of Philly. So do I see us being a top 3 seed? Yes, but depending on, because a lot of our guys is having surgery. It's I don't know, Flea. Flea, you may have to, explain a little better, a little more, because I'm a panicker. And as the playoffs are starting to dwindle down, and things are starting to settle in, I'm saying to myself, like, does magic happen twice in a row? Because what we did this season was magic. I can still see Brunson doing what he does. But I don't know if DiVincenzo, Harden, I don't know if those guys can repeat the same type of what they brought to the table for 2 seasons in a row. That's very tough. So I'm a little skeptical. I still think we could be a number 3 seed, but we have to be very careful as an organization. Yes, we're diehard Knicks fans, but we got to be realistic. Everybody coming back healthy? I don't know. So for me, I'm a little nervous for our Knicks next season, to be honest. That's why sometimes when you have an opportunity to take something, you got to take it, because you may not have that opportunity again. So for next season, I'm real nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm not going to even lie.
Big Flea.
Yo, when Tommy Bonds was in the car with Sincere and they was driving, and he said, "You scared? I take you home." Ooh. If you scared, you could stay home, OG. You my OG, I love you, but if you scared, stay. I'll bring you back to the crib. I'm running red lights. I'm smoking weed. Knickerbockers, baby.
Hey, Flea, so you saying I just hit you with the Dolan? Let me out.
Let me out.
Let me out.
Let me out the whip. Yeah. You told me to let you out the whip. I don't want to let you out the whip. I need you. I need you a part of this journey. So with that being said, that word magic, right? That word magic triggered me. I didn't like it coming from you. Here's why. Because the word magic can be flipped as fluke, right? And we've heard that word before attached to us. I don't like when they start attaching that word to us, because guess what? We're building a culture. We're building a organization that guys want to stay and play for. We're talking about a guy that has the opportunity to make $54 million a year, and he's willing to take a pay cut because he sees the potential and what we can build. So, yes, this year was magical, 1,000%, but it's absolutely something that we can build on. I think the motto should be this summer, run it back. The motto should be run it back. They're going to throw big money at OG. There is no doubt in my mind that OG resigns with the New York Knicks. Like, there's zero doubt in my mind. There's no way that Leon Rose's son, the agent of OG Anunoby, allows him to get away from what we're doing right here. Grass ain't always greener, right? Like they say, where you water it, I get it. But you come here for a half a season, and now you're going to have to go somewhere else and fit in. I understand. OG is that one of those seamless type players. But I don't think anywhere else he's going to be as good as he is with the New York Knicks. The effect that he has for us is paramount. So I have no fear in my mind that we lose. I'd be extremely surprised if we lose OG Anunoby. Totally agree with you, OG. I do not want to overpay Hartenstein. I do not. If there's a team that comes out there and says they want to pay him $25 million a year, if he gets a $100 million offer from somebody, because you notice what the contract is going to be looking like for certain guys that you may not think are $100 million guys. For what he did this entire season, you got to figure, Mitch was gone for 3/4 of the season. Right. Not like half. He was gone for a long time. So he established himself as a starting level center in this league. If somebody says 20 to 25 million, look, our heart. Can you take 18 from us? Can you take 19? Because we're not going to try. We can't break the bank trying to pay a backup center if we keep it Mitch, right? So I think we got a lot of good problems. I think we have a lot of good problems. I think we got a lot of good things to figure out. Getting Julius Randle back is big. We got to figure out what we want to do with him. I think either way we go, we in a good position. If we do decide to keep him, I think the results of what we had during that stretch in January, where we were like 15-2, best team in the NBA, I think that's something to build on. If you know that's what the product was when we were all healthy. So, nah, I'm not letting you get out the whip. I ain't letting you get out the whip. You got it. Nah, we're gonna lock the door. Nah, put the seatbelt back on. Let's keep going, because that ain't we in a good position. Now, to answer the question, I dodged the question. Are we gonna be a top 3 seed? I can't give a definitive yes on that, because Milwaukee pissed off right now. And there's Hall of Fame level players that are pissed off. Giannis is pissed off. Damian Lillard hears a lot of us talking about, your guy. That's your guy, OG. That's your guy. He hear a lot of people talking like, okay, you went to Milwaukee and did nothing, right? So those guys are going to come back ready to rock. Philly lost in the first round. That dude had 50 points with Bell's palsy and half a leg. He's gonna lock in this summer. He's gonna come back. Like there's a lot of guys that are pissed off right now in terms of coming back next year in the Eastern Conference. We saw what Orlando was. Orlando's not gonna surprise nobody next year. They're going to be good, right? This Indiana team ain't bad, right? So we have to remember to not come and play with our breakfast. We got to finish our breakfast next year, because it's not going to be like it was this year. It's not going to be lightning in a bottle. Everybody is potentially going to be healthy. How are we going to approach it? So, I think we're in a good position. Great position.
Well, I think first I got to start off by I forgot to throw this Howard Beck article. He's from the Ringer. He works for the Ringer now, but I think he used to be at the Daily News. Oh, let me get Flea in here. I hate when I want to do that. I gotta fix that. I hate Bobby Marks Bobby Marks. I'm sorry, Howard Beck. According to this Bleacher Report article, NBA trade rumors: Knicks remain in pursuit of a star to pair with Jalen Brunson. According to the Ringers, Howard Beck, the Knicks will continue their perpetual hunt for another glitzy star this offseason because general manager Leon Rose and executive vice president William Wesley promised Governor James Dolan that's what they could deliver when they were hired. They also said here, ESPN's Bobby Marks, he talked about the Knicks being $17 million under the cap under the luxury tax, $23 million under the first tax apron. It's a lot of tax jargon, salary cap jargon. They can clear up to another $17 million by waiving Bojan Bogdanovic. His contract is only guaranteed for $2 million if he's not on the roster by June 28th. Signing OJ Anunoby has his $19 million option for the season. That's priority. Also, the key to this article to me is the Knicks could attempt to explore trade options involving Julius Randle and his $30 million salary next season. Dealing him could be tricky because his contract includes a 15% trade kicker and a $32 million player option for the following season. So I guess the reason why I said I forgot to mention this article is because I understand I used to kick Julius Randle's back in, Flea, right? But if we're being real, Thibodeau and Julius Randle really started this era. Like, Julius Randle is the one that we hated him, we loved him. Now we loved him, hate him. Now we love him again. We booed him, he booed us back, and now we're back being cool. So I think the Julius Randle represents the relationship fans have with the Knicks the last 5 years. We went from obscurity. We went from, we wanted KD and Kyrie to we don't need KD and Kyrie. We don't need the top 1A guys. We don't need another top MVP. We created our own all NBA players, our own top MVP candidates. That's all coming from this whole culture and regime. So for me, we did all that and became a number 2 seed in the face of everybody doubting us. Everybody. And of course, does it escape some basketball logic? Yeah, because all the people point to again is Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry, the only little guys, whatever, point guards to lead their team to the championship. Meanwhile, they forget Steph's been to what, 6? Isaiah was at 3. That's 9 of the last 40. Come on, that's 25% of the championships. I have a lot of belief in us. To think that we need another superstar, it would help. But again, like I said yesterday, I'm all about fit. And again, with the Randall point, for remember on the Rough Rider album, I think it was DOY, they told Homeboy in the interlude, he said, "Yo, man, I was locked up with your pops. He told me he was a little knucklehead motherfucker."
Yes.
Right.
I do remember that.
Julius Randle was a little knucklehead motherfucker. And now for him to be able to buy in, to give y'all some credit from yesterday with Donovan Mitchell. I have never seen him play defense like that consistently. But who's to say someone like him couldn't come here and buy in? If Julius Randle can do it, why not Donovan Mitchell? He doesn't seem like a knucklehead. So I believe in the culture, boy, and this is all I've been asking for. So I can't go back on my word. I can't all of a sudden want to go superstar shopping in present day 2024 when I've never been about that. So for me, if we're going back to this season alone, why should we believe in the Bucks? They don't believe in themselves. Why should we believe in the Cavs? They're in shambles. They already said they're trying to trade Donovan Mitchell. There is no, if you ain't signing with us this year, you ain't promising us, you gotta go. That's what they're saying. They just announced that today. So if the Cavs don't believe in themselves, they don't know, they're in shambles. Orlando, I love Orlando's defense, but they need a Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland will be perfect for them, or Donovan Mitchell, but they don't have that. So the top 3 teams this year in the East was the Knicks, healthy. The top 3 teams in the East was the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Philadelphia 76ers. And Phillies wasn't in it because they weren't healthy, but they looked amazing. And to me, in my opinion, we were better than them. We just needed some health, some of that luck on our side. If there's any magic or fluke that was missing, it was that we didn't have the health. So I can't see why we're not going to be the top team in the East next year. I don't see how that healthy. We're better than everybody in the league. I'm still going to stand by that.
That's how they attach that delusional word to us, because you start talking like that, and that's fine. Like, I'm a rock with you to the wheels fall off, but we're not the best team in the Eastern Conference when fully healthy. I don't believe that. Now, if we come back and make some significant upgrades, and I mean in terms of re-signing OG, that's an upgrade, because guess what? If we lose him, that we're a completely different team. Like, that's on the table. Once he announces that he's going to opt out, that is an option that we, do, lose that piece, and now we downgrade as a team. So there's certain things, like that article said, there are certain things that are priority for us before we even start talking about being a number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Julius Randle has to come back from a separated shoulder. Mitch just had another surgery. Brunson just had surgery. Bogdanovich just had surgery.
OG.
Right?
Brunson.
Yeah.
OG is coming rehabbing a hamstring. A lot of guys, like, when are our guys going to get into working on their games? Because a lot of them are going to be doing rehabbing this summer. And remember, I talked to y'all about that. The difference between going through rehab and then training camp, as opposed to working on your game and then getting to training camp. Like, it's a completely different animal. So, we got some. I understand OG's concern. Trust me, I do. Like, we got some things to address if we want to mirror what we did this season. We're not the type of team that we could just walk into next season thinking that we're going to win 50 games, be a top 2-3 seed, and be right back in the same mix that we was this year. We're not. It. Brunson had to go up another level, Fabian, from last year. He had to go up another level.
Well,
you know,
the reason why I disagree with that is because we never even saw our team fully healthy. And every time we say that about every other team, they always get that excuse. They always get that leeway. I don't understand why we don't get that leeway and just think, for me, that's logical. Brunson was able to upgrade because he stepped up, because that's what big boys do. That's what he did. OG wasn't able to step up because he was hurt. Randall couldn't. Like, we saw Randall change his whole game. That what he did from September to January was already great, was already really good. But then when OG got here, that was a different Randall. All the defensive lapses and everything, it was like, oh, hold on. He still was doing some of that, but it was not the same guy to me. Like, I can root for you now. The passing was just different. We talk about all the games that we saw. We always repeat it. But especially that Portland Trailblazer game, we always point to. That was just crazy.
Everything was clicking.
But, all right. To add to your point, though, the reason why you make a lot of sense with this is only because if James Dolan is really doubling down on that, if he's really saying, yo, y'all promised me a superstar, then it's like, regardless of what I think and what Flea is saying, he's still on your side. Regardless of how he came to that conclusion, yo, I want a superstar. So that means you're going after a superstar. Now I'm a little bit worried because that's not the recipe to me. It just isn't. Look at Phoenix.
Well, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
I don't see James Dolan saying that he needs a superstar. Just being honest with you. It could be true. I don't know. But y'all both make some great points. Only thing I'm worried about is we have a lot of guys with a lot of history with being injured. OG, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson.
3 starters.
And that are very important to our team. We miss one of those guys, we see the difference. Look at the difference Mitchell Robinson made hobbled in the Philadelphia series. Without Mitchell Robinson hobbled, we lose that series. I don't care what nobody say, because Hartenstein couldn't do nothing with a hobbled Joel Embiid. Look what happened when OG went down. Before he went down, we was about to smoke Indiana. He goes down, we a totally different team. So I'm just a little skeptical. Flea, you right. Let me get back in the car with my brothers. Stop being scared. Buckle the seatbelt. Let's go on this long ride. Pause. But I have to be honest. A lot of our guys is injury prone. And then now with Brunson, he has to be careful. A lot of charges he takes. A lot of those jump shots, he's falling on guys' ankles. So he gets knickknacks a lot. So we just have to be very mindful and very careful, because next season, listen, a lot of guys going to be coming for us. A lot of teams going to be hunting for us. Remember, man, we created something that made a lot of people jealous, from teams to fan bases to players. Listen, you think they want to hear us again for another year? You think they want to deal with that? So
that would be 3 years in a row, OG.
You understand what I'm saying? So just imagine Philly or whoever meeting us in the first round and we beating them again. So we have to be very careful. And the only thing I disagree with you with, I think if we're fully healthy, I think we're the second best team in the East. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see Dame and Giannis working, and I'm a big Dame guy. And Philadelphia, I'm not scared of Embiid because he's never in shape to get past the second round. Maxey is a dog, but as long as they got Tobias Harris, and if they don't do a major upgrade, I'm gonna be honest. I'm more afraid of Orlando meeting up or matching up against them than Philly or Milwaukee. And let's not forget, let's see what happens with Miami. They still dangerous, laying in the cut, So I think we have to be very careful, because next season, all healthy, Indiana, Atlanta, Cleveland, these are going to be the bottom tier teams that can easily be a 3, 4, 5th seed with the talent they have and how they play the game. So we have to be healthy, man. We cannot have another season, Flea, like we had this year, where everybody gets hurt, and now we expect Brunson to have an All-NBA MVP. Right.
So I can't ask him to duplicate that again.
Right. So I get it. when James Dolan is saying, I need a superstar. Because it's like, so, we really relying right now. We need Julius Randle to come back like gangbusters, man. I'm sorry. We need him to be that all-star, all-third NBA player again. We need that for us to have an opportunity to repeat this.
So I want to tackle that real quick with the Dolan wanting a superstar real quick, because he tried with Phil Jackson and Derek Fisher. And I know Flea watched the Baron Davis Mello podcast. He mentioned it the other day. I saw the clip where they talked about Phil Jackson, how Phil Jackson ruined the team. And they really didn't get into how Phil Jackson ruined the team. They talked about whoever it was.
Steve Mills.
Who was that, Flea? It was Mills.
Yeah.
Steve. So it was Steve Mills that they felt ruined the chemistry of the team that showed up during training camp, and it was a different.
And just in the practices, the morale in there changed. Because Knicks tape was an era, and they was trying to continue the era, and they started putting guys in there that were going opposed to what we were trying to build with that Knicks tape culture.
So let's stay right there, right? That's not this. This sounds more like exactly what Carmelo and Baron Davis were saying. Yo, we were rocking. We were going to go to training camp. We were going into this thinking we know how to make the playoffs. A lot of veterans in here. We know what to do. But then upper management changed up. We got the same upper management. We got the same coach who does not play about what kind of players he wants around here. Another player that we tend to forget about showing you who Tibbs wants around here, who's a Tibbs guy, who's rumored to be a defender, who's legit or not, is Cam Reddish. For a long time, the Cam Reddish hive is real, and I get it. He was a real top prospect coming out of high school and in college, and they followed him to the NBA. But Thibodeau did not care for his game, and when he got up out of here, we still haven't been impressed by it. So when there's guys that are around Tibbs, he don't want him around. He's proven to us that he makes a lot of sense, and his personality type, I don't think he wants to deal with Dolan. I don't think he's gonna care if Dolan says he wants a superstar. Well, tell that superstar he better fit my regimen. I think this and Leon Rose being there, they like Cosa Nostra, Flea. They are family.
Cosa Nostra.
Do you think now, with that being said, do you feel like Dolan, even though he thinks he wants a superstar, is he still pushing that against this group?
I don't think. I just don't get the idea that how could he start to get impatient right now? Like in his right mind, how could you start to get impatient? How could you go to Leon Rose, Worldwide West, all those guys that they have in place right now that we are setting a culture. Like we're about to give Tibbs an extension, right? Like we're about to set up for a stretch, creating a family-like environment, and you're gonna have to be vetted before you come to the Knicks. We ain't gonna just allow everybody to get into this space, because you got to be willing to play hard. You got to be willing to play defense. You got to be willing to sacrifice certain things to play on this team. You just have to. And so I can't see Dolan being impatient at this juncture right now. Having the recent success that we've had over the last 4 seasons after he hired Leon Rose, he's produced. He's produced. There's no way you could look at his tenure and say he hasn't done the right thing. 3 out of the 4 years, we're a playoff team. 50-win team this year. 2 seed, right? We've developed all-stars, all NBA players. I don't know what else would he have to do for you to, you got to kick him in the butt about what? There's nothing else to kick him in the butt about. He's done everything that he can. We ran into injuries this year. There's no other way to slice that.
Great point. I think everybody's getting along well. I think Dolan learned from the Charles Oakley incident. I think ever since then, he just said, I'm doing too much. Let me sit back and let these guys do their job. And they've been doing a hell of a job. Remember, the key word in that is they told Dolan that they was going to get a superstar because they promised that. Mm-hmm. I don't think Dolan cares about whether he gets a superstar or not. No matter what people think about Dolan or any businessman, nobody wants to be a loser or feel like a loser. And I hate when people say whether the Knicks win or lose is going to sell out. You think that man don't sit upstairs and has no feelings about, yo, my team is dirt. Look how they talk about me. So right now, I think we are in a great position. I think Dolan is very happy because if we wasn't injured, we would be playing the Boston Celtics right now, and we may be up 2-1 or 1-1 going into the third game. That's just a fact. So I think we're in a great position. I think Dolan is understanding now what the sport of basketball and the fan base of the Knicks is. And I think, and I think this year, last year showed them, and I think this year really had him like, because like I said, he's out of sight, out of mind. And I think he's really understanding, like, wow, this is something crazy. So as long as he let them guys do their job, but I think everybody's getting along right now. I think Tibbs and Dolan is cool. I think Wesson, I think everybody's cool. Once again, injuries. But now what Dolan and those guys have to think about is, okay, how do we continue to get better? How do we continue to stay in this space? And you have to think about these contracts. Do we give OG the max? What about Hartenstein? These are things to think about when you're a businessman, because it's like injuries. If we have an opportunity to get a D Book, a Paul George, a Mal Bridges, what are we going to do? So I think, like Flea said, we have great problems. But just the initial answer, I don't think it's no more trouble in paradise. I think them days is over. For now, I think those days is over. He has his superstar. We built the culture. We have our coach. We have the fan base. The fan base loves everything about it. What else do you need? We just got to stay healthy.
Yo, Flea. What AllBall just said, right? Dolan was never a part of the 90s Knicks. So he never got to feel like to sit on top and just go see the city go crazy and really be the king of the presidency and realize, yo, just because you're the king doesn't mean you got to be the face of it. He sees the fans going nuts. He sees the product on the court is amazing. Now he's really back to that where his father was.
What did I say yesterday, bro? It was hard for Rich Paul to compare that LeBron James and Bronny situation to James Dolan and Daddy Dolan. Daddy Dolan loved basketball. James Dolan loves playing the guitar and what money basketball can bring him. So there's a huge difference there. But right now, he sees that like he has a product that nobody can legitimately, talk shit about. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a laughing stock. So you're talking about a billionaire who has an ego. The team was a laughing stock for a very long time. So, of course, as a billionaire owner, you're going to meddle. You're going to be in the mix. You're going to try to, right the ship, right? One side of me understands the tyrant that he was at one point. I do understand it because you're the New York Knicks owner and you're desperately trying to turn around an organization that has been a laughing stock for over 20 years. So now you're in a position now where we're being nationally covered. Every time you turn on the TV, somebody was talking about the Knicks during this season, right? We had a guy that captivated the fans, the national fans too, not just New York. So don't ever let none of these goofy pundits tell y'all that the Knicks were only popular in New York City.
Exactly.
Everybody was impressed with what the New York Knicks did this season, Robin Lundberg. Everybody was impressed. So please stop this. We only shined in New York City. That's not true. That is not true. So, I don't think that he has any reason to think this is gonna, fall apart or go south. Look what we did when we weren't healthy, right? All of that is stuff to be, encouraged about going into next season. So, like I said, we locking the doors, man, and we might put James Dolan in the back seat. This is the first time I ever would want to ride in the car with him because he's gonna shut the hell up.
Yo, too. And this guy said I couldn't pass. You ain't see the setup. You crazy? Kidding me?
All right.
Listen.
That was a
listen.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
See, now, speaking of passing, speaking of the Knicks, speaking of the face of the franchise, I did speak about how Julius Randle, our relationship with him is really the it epitomizes, it's a metaphor for our relationship with the Knicks the last 20 years. Julius Randle represents that to me. But come on, ain't no hiding it. Brunson is our guy. Flea asked the key question. Another law pass. What can Brunson do to improve next season? Are we going to see a different side of him that can really unleash the top 5 MVP?
For me, I don't think there's a bigger Brunson fan than me.
I would totally agree with that.
Flea, that's a great question. Great pass, great alley-oop, Fabe. Cut down the turnovers. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be honest, him at the end of games, he has to be much better. Shot selection, at times passing the ball, but it's like, yo, you the guy. We either gonna win with you or lose with you. So I think Brunson game can step up. It may not seem like it can't step up a lot, but it can. Free throws down the stretch of games, turnovers, and decision making at the end of ball games. There's times where, they inbound him the ball, he turns the ball over. Free throws. We down 1 or we up 1. We could be up 3 or up 1. He misses a free throw or misses both free throws. Also, I want to see him get more guys involved. That play with him and Hartenstein, where, you could drive Hartenstein, cut to the middle, floater. So for me, I just think he doesn't have much to do as far as working on his game. But I think the turnovers, the decision making at the end of games, and free throws, those 3 he has to fix. He has to fix, because some of those cost us playoff games, and that can cost a playoff series, game 7. So I just think, Flea, those 3, I have no problem with nothing else. Because now we're fully healthy, he doesn't have to exert all that energy. You have a guy like Randle that can help and take on some of the load, Paul. So as far as his game, I love his game. So I have no problem with how many shots he take, the type of shots he take. He's a smart player. He's never gonna, once in a while, he'll take a shot that he shouldn't take. But I'm gonna repeat again: turnovers, decision making at the end of the game, and free throws. He has to work on that. He has to work on that. If he works on that and get those down, listen, man, I really think he can win MVP. I really do.
Well, Flea asked that question. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I think OG hit on 3 aspects of his game that he could take to another level. The one thing for me, I don't have 3. I just have one big problem with him, and I think it's an easy fix, especially when we become healthy. I mentioned to y'all that Jalen Brunson led the league in dribbles. That means he led the league in pounding the rock. I need him to get into his stuff a little bit quicker, right? I do not need him to be wasting a lot of dribbles. I think an underrated aspect of his game is playing in the mid-post. I don't know, when we watch Kyrie Irving, a lot of Kyrie Irving's game and a lot of the money that he gets to is in that mid-post. He is a 6'1" guard that can get you in the post no matter your size and get to his shot. I think that's incredible for a guy that size to be able to play with his back to the basket no matter your size. So I think Jalen Brunson is a guy that could really add that to his game because he's big, strong, a lefty. So he's turning over the opposite shoulder. So now it makes it even harder for the regular defender, right? Kyrie Irving is turning over the normal shoulder because he's a righty. This guy's turning over the other shoulder, lefty. So now it's just making it a little bit more difficult while he's getting to the money in the mid post. So I just think if he added that to his game, it would take away from the fact that he has to dribble so much and get into a lot of action where he's coming downhill. He would get a lot of easier baskets, right? And then it continues to just open it up for a lot of our shooters. If you're going to start to double him in the mid post, Julius Randle is a capable shooter. OG Anunoby is a capable shooter. Dante DiVincenzo has proven that he's one of the best shooters in Knicks history, right? In Knicks history, the type of season he had, right? Deuce McBride has become a shooter. Like, all of these guys are capable shooters. So when you get a guy like that demands so much attention now in that mid post area, and he's killing his matchup, bro, it's gonna be lights out for us. Our offense would look so much different if he could get into his stuff like quicker. So I just think that would be, where his game could go to the next level, and everything that you touched on. Free throws, not turning the ball over, making better decisions late in games. All of that could take him to the next level.
Well, just real quick, Fabian, Fleet, great point. But I'm gonna give him a little break on that. If you notice, every other basketball team in the NBA, they have 2-3 guys that can handle the ball. Mm-hmm. We don't have that. We seen Josh Hart and and DiVincenzo with the ball in their hand. They can't handle it at all. And remember, it's very rare that he was playing Deuce and
Brunson together
at the same time.
Right.
So I think now that, remember, Randle could bring the ball up. Mm-hmm. Randle ain't turnover prone like that. So I give him a little break, but Flea, you make a great point. He definitely has to limit that. But this is why it's very important for us to get another ball handler.
But I think that's on the team. Yeah. You hitting that right on the head. If anything we do this summer, aside from re-signing the guys that we need to re-sign and making good decisions in the front office, if we don't do anything else, we have to go get another reliable ball handler. I don't even give a damn if the dude could shoot the ball.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's a fact.
Go get a guy that can handle the rock, that you can trust to initiate offense.
Look,
and allow Jalen Brunson to get a breather.
Prime example, and I'll pass it to you, Faye. Indiana, the whole team can handle the ball and bring it up the court. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. From Siakam all the way to McConnell coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like you get what I'm saying? So we really have to find someone. Look at Denver. Murray ain't never got to touch the ball coming up the court. And Joker not even turning the ball over. Ain't nobody ripping him. When Josh Hart or DiVincenzo get the ball, whether it's on a rebound or fast break, I'm watching with my eyes closed because I know in 2 seconds they turning the ball over. But Flea, you make a great point. He has to limit that. Has to.
I mean, you guys touched on everything. I think I'm always about the trends. Like, what do they tend to do? What are their tendencies? And a lot of this, I think, stems from health. And primarily, I want to give somebody credit. I forgot who it was that mentioned it. But if you think about it, what Hartenstein did for us, that was supposed to be Randle. Top of the key, fake dribble handoff, dump it off. And Hartenstein's a righty. So, not to say he can't pass the left side of the court, but we know Philly was trying to shut off the left side of the court for Brunson, make him go to the right side of the court. And with Randle there, maybe you do load up on a left side of the court still, but I still think he's left-handed. That's an easier dribble handoff set, pick setter, the guy who can dump the ball off to Brunson. Not to say Randle's a great passer, but it's a different look from a guy who brings more.
Julius is a definitely good passer. I would say that.
And he brings more to the table than Hartenstein. So you gotta, even though I don't like him dribbling too tough to the paint either, 3 dribbles and leave it alone. He's still a threat with those 3 dribbles, that elbow jump shot, that little fadeaway in the paint. They always call fouls on him. So now you have to worry about that as a defense, as Brunson, that off. You know what? I stumbled on my point. Brunson has to improve his off-ball game, period. He's money with the ball in his hands, like you said, Flea. He dribbles the ball 1,000,000 times. All right, we've seen it. I can't say we've seen it all because he surprises every damn game. He surprises us with a new move, right?
Yeah, but
he hasn't shocked me off ball, not really at all. He hasn't shocked me with that.
Hasn't been put in that position yet. Like OG's point. Yeah, there's nobody else out there that you can put the ball in their hands and get him off the rock, get him moving off the ball, get him easy buckets, cutting to the basket. I don't see him getting. That's the one thing about him. And we used to say this a lot about RJ Barrett. At least I used to say this a lot about RJ. RJ worked so hard to get 20 points. Like it was never like just easy buckets, things that get you in the flow, and now you start, you got it rolling. RJ used to get the hardest 20 points you ever seen in your life because it seemed like every basket was tough. Because he, in my opinion, I don't think Tibbs ever put him in great position to get easy buckets. Right now, everything that Brunson gets is tough. Every bucket we watch him get, we like, God damn, that's a tough shot. God damn, they was doubling him, and he was able to, get through that double, get the ball back, get a good ball. So imagine, like we've said ad nauseum during this episode. Once we get back healthy, what does he look like? You know what I'm saying? With less FGAs, with less dribbles, with the ball in his hand. What does he look like? Is he as effective? Does his game go to another level? I think who the guy is, his game goes to another level. With just being able to get to spots, getting easy buckets, getting to the free throw line. Imagine this dude in the mid post getting to the free throw line 6 times just off of the fact that he's getting the ball right there. Yeah. Forget getting downhill and getting to the rim, beating your defender, and now getting fouled by the big. Forget all that. Just, hey, I gotta look. Well, give me the ball with the back, and I'm gonna go. He's got a lot of room to improve.
Well, I'm gonna leave it at this. For me, I just think once Randall comes back healthy, that's what's gonna help 100%, because now, you have another ball handler, you have another guy that you have to guard. Mm-hmm. So remember with Brunson, a lot of the teams we play for, their defense, they just had to focus around Brunson.
Just load up
right,
on him.
Just load up on Brunson. After a while, you got to respect DiVincenzo. Remember, Hart is going to get his off of his name. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Yeah.
But Word. In Hartenstein, one game he'll give you 15, but then the next game he's not even looking for a shot. So now that, we're going to have 2 threats instead of 1, I think that'll open up crazy, and, we'll be all right. But once again, Randall coming back, he brings that extra scoring, that extra threat, and he's an extra ball handler because he can get the ball from the other side and bring it up with no problems. Nobody's ripping him. He knows how to block you off and use his size pause and get to the other end of the court. A la Josh Hart and them other guys, listen, that shit like hot potato with them. So
in that first season that we went to the playoffs, we were a 5 seed, I believe, or a 4 seed. And Alec Burks was like our lead guard. Julius Randle was initiating a lot of offense that year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so with a lesser talented team. So just imagine now, with the guys that we have right now, putting him in a position to initiate offense, giving Jalen Brunson a breather. Yeah. I think we're gonna be okay.
And Fabian, just to your point, I would love to see Brunson run off a couple screens and hit that mid range. I would love that. Mm-hmm. I would love to see that. Him learning how to work off the ball.
Yeah, just adding that into his bag. I think that's an upgrade. Real quick, right. Before you go, we're 48 minutes in. We need to show some love to the comments. If we didn't, jump out there and really show the people, whoever is in here supporting us, we do need to show some love.
John Infante, I seen you in here. I'll get to that comment in a second. I want to get to the comments that we skipped. I skipped yesterday. That's my fault, man. AllBall family, and we got to be biased. AllBall families in here. They show love off on, and I'm not saying none of you guys show love, but come on, man. When you double down on that love, when Shorty become doubling down, you gotta come through for her.
You gotta come through.
So yesterday, I missed on these 2. These are the super chat. By the way, these are super chats and stickers and activity in the YouTube studio for all you guys that don't know how YouTube works. It's a YouTube studio, and I searched the super chats that I missed yesterday from Travis Lucas. Always love to you. He said, peace to the family. We need to keep Julius and bring in Bridges and Caruso if possible. I mean, that's a dream. I would love that.
Not mad at Alex Caruso being a Knick. I'll tell you that right now.
Man,
he seems like he's a Knick.
He seems like he a Tibbs type of guy. Don't let us get our hands on Alex Caruso. All NBA defender. Back-to-back years, Alex Caruso.
Jason Edwards, another guy was showing love. What up, family? Late to the stream. If you trade Julius, which I wouldn't do, who would it be for?
Wow. For me, straight up trade. See, I want Mikal Bridges, but then it's like, you know, can we get someone better? Because Julius Randle at this point is an all-star, all-third NBA. He's legit at this point. So, wow. For me, it would either be Paul George or Devin Booker. If I could do straight up.
What you thinking, Flea?
Oh man, I would not trade Julius Randle for Paul George. I will say that.
I
I'm not a Paul George fan, but I'm also not gonna sit here and be opposed to it. Like if it happened, you know, I'm not gonna kick and scream, but that's not something that I would explore. If the price is Julius Randle for Mikal Bridges, I would be okay with that. Only because I know Mikal Bridges is getting better. I think Julius Randle is almost peaking, right? I think Julius Randle is about as good as he's going to get. I think that there's still more to see with Mikal Bridges. Now, if you do that, you do sacrifice you know, a guy that is going to initiate offense, 25 and 10, guaranteed, right? Like you do sacrifice that, but you do add, you know, a top 5 to 10 wing defender, a guy who can shoot the open three, and a guy who's just getting better and better. So I don't even know what the best of Mikal Bridges is. And if the best of Mikal Bridges happens to be on the Knicks, then God bless us. But I know what the best of Julius Randle is. I don't think at this point in his career, anywhere he goes, even being a Knick, he's gonna, you know, surpass what his best already was. So for me, it would probably be realistically Mikal Bridges. I hear OG about Devin Booker. I like Book. I don't know. It's something about Book. I think it's something missing for me with Devin Booker. And if somebody asked me, I couldn't answer that. So it's not a slight on him. It's just something I can't pinpoint it right now. There's something about him that is missing that gives me reservation about him. I know he's going to give me almost 30 a night every night, right? But like I remember that finals being up 2-0 and then losing 4 in a row. Like I remember that shit, and that's always left a bad taste in my mouth. Pause for about Book being the best player on that team, having your team up 2-0 in the finals. Like, you know, when you was finally there, it didn't resonate with me. I didn't feel good about how they lost that series. So, yeah, the guy would be Mikal Bridges for me.
Yeah, Mikal seems like just the fit. He'll add to the culture. That's like an easy transition. It would seem like we had to trade him because even, you know, my dream is Herb Jones, but just Mikal just brings some. We talked about it the other day, Flea. I think you know how I think of the game is every 3 possessions. Bridges is bringing something every 3 possessions on both ends. That it just doubles down. Even if you hit 2 3-pointers out of that 3-point possession, out of those 3 possessions, you up 6, and you could close out with 3 possessions. And Bridges is helping you close out. And Randle, he does lack that. He's still, even with OG there, he does lack, you know, the rotations. He stops too much in defense. We unfortunately, we never got to see him and OG together for more than 2 months. Because Jesus Christ, he just that's, you know, damn. Because to your point, like if we never got to see it, like he has so much. There is another notch or 2 that Randle can get to, team ball wise, and Bridges is already a team player. He's been to the championship. Like I almost forget he's been to the chip. But after you said that, that's how we can't just overlook that. We made it to the second round. You got guys, you got Luka back in the Western Conference Finals. These things matter. Kyrie Irving's been there before. These things matter. Jason Tatum being Jason Tatum, I still think he struggles in crunch time, but he's still giving you that 36, 0 turnovers. That's Jason Tatum still. Let's not get this twisted.
Last night he was special. Last night.
So that experience and the fact that it's, to your point, you guys always remind me that, hey, the playoffs is the ultimate challenge, because all right, that was nice in the regular season. Let's see that when it's crunch time. We've seen Bridges in crunch time. That defense is still spectacular. And then you add him next to OG. That's going to be, for me, that's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I love it.
Him, Mitch, and Bridges on the court at the same time.
Suffocating niggas.
Josh Hart. Suffocating
people, OG.
Ooh,
Talk about holding people under 100 points.
You know what? Forget everything I said. Get us Mikal. Yeah, I ain't even playing with them other dudes. Yeah. Get out of here.
Yo, Flea, he took a step on a stoop and he turned around, got back in the hoop.
He got back in.
I'm back in the whip for sure.
I love when he does it in real time, y'all. He doesn't do that often, but he does it in real time.
And I ain't win the seat, but I'm reckless. I wish you would pull me over. I ain't giving you my idea, nothing, officer. What up? Nothing. Get out my face. I ain't even driving. Get out of here.
Let me get to some of these comments. Johnny Infante, the problem is that all these guys want to be flying, hitting the floor every time, and that's why there's so many injuries in the NBA, especially with the big man, with Embiid and Anthony Davis. I just seen John Sally talking about it on Gilbert Arenas podcast, and he was asking the question of why they hit the floor a lot, and it's like, because that's how they get fouls. They have to flop, and it sucks because they're 18 feet tall and 300 pounds, but it sucks to see it. But that's just, I would think that's why. Tibbs gets the most out of players. We get enough out of we got enough out of old Anunoby this year. I don't mind him being a rental. Look at what he got done this year. New York was back, but OG is an injury-prone player. That's who he is. Oh,
woof. I'm not comfortable with him being a rental. Giving up RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly. Now I know everybody wasn't high on RJ. I'm the resident RJ guy, and I'm super high on quickly. So, like I said, when you trade for OG, that's almost like saying, yes, I'm about to resign you when you make that trade. So a big shout out to John Infante. He's a AllBall family subscriber, but woo, John, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna just say this. I love what John said.
I know you do.
I love it.
You might, so you'll love this one too. I say trade Mitch for some first round picks this year. He gets injured too much too. Yo, John had enough.
John,
yeah, but this guy, that's I don't want to mistake in this, but he's a man of God.
Yeah,
and
listen, man. He doubling down, and I love it because remember, Flea. As Knicks fans, this is what you're afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
You re-sign all these guys, you get your hopes up high, and then now guys is breaking down. They can't stay healthy. So now you start going, well, damn, we should have did this or we should have did that. I'm not saying we don't sign Mitch or OG, but there's something to think about. I don't think it's just automatic. We really have to think about that because we cannot have that was the difference of us going to the chip, or at least right now being in the Eastern Conference Finals. 1 or 2 games where God couldn't stay healthy. If we got Mitchell Robinson and OG in that Indiana series, it's a wash.
We might get out of that series.
Even if we had Mitch and didn't have OG or vice versa, we getting out that series. So I love it.
Yeah, big shout out to John Infante.
I love all the comments here. I can't read everything. There's a lot of comments. I love the love. I want to read everything. And I see Christy Lamore. Wait, we touching the second apron. If you are a capologist, as they call you guys on Twitter, please break down like what these things mean. Like second apron, I know it has to do with what you can't give people. Like right now, I learned since the Knicks are over the salary cap, they can't offer Hartenstein as much as the Philadelphia 76ers in the free agency, which is crazy to me. So I thought you had Larry Bird rights, but apparently it's early Larry Bird rights. Like this just sounds like a scamming ass credit card company, man. The salary cap. Jesus Christ.
It's changed. It's ever evolving. It's ever evolving. And so that's why, it would be good, to get a resident, capologist, as I like to call them, on here to really break down some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we got people in the comments that.
Well, Flea, you know what we need to do? All our people that's in the comments that show love, listen, if there's something that you can help us out with that we don't know about, Hey man, it's called All Ball Family for a reason.
For real.
Some of these segments, listen, you come up here and break it down for us for 3 to 5 minutes.
Yep.
That's the love we show on the platform. Remember,
Yep.
one thing with us, we don't act like we know it all because we don't. So, like she said with that second apron, hey, listen, pull up, and if you know what you're talking about, you be a part of the family. When we go on these lives, you get your 3 minutes to explain and give your opinion on things. We would love that. Show love to the people. We the people shit, baby.
Yep, that's a fact.
Oh, my Nick in the building.
Yes,
My
sir.
nigga.
My Nick.
My Nicka. A team can always shoot over Dante Hart and Brunson. We too small. I saw my Nicka is. He might be.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, but he's like dark all ball. He be on some like, yo man, brother shooting too much. He had a comment up here. He was like, what do he say? He takes too long to get into his set, which is my issue with Brunson as well.
Yeah, I agree.
It is the dribbling, Flea. But what about like at some point, do you not cross half court and give the ball up and go, hold on, they doubling me like this? I shouldn't even get the ball right now. Wave that off. There's two guys on this side of the court.
I mean, first of all, they use up 8 to 10 seconds before they even get into their sets. Like we are a methodical team, right? We're not a team that likes to play with pace, right? Although for some strange reason we were like tops in the league this year in fast break points. Go figure. For a team that doesn't like to play with pace, we were tops in fast break points. And that's how, we look good when we get up and down. To be honest with you, we look good when we get in easy baskets, get into that secondary break. We look good. I wish we would lean into that more, which is my point with Brunson. We don't get into our stuff until it's 14 to 13 seconds left on the shot clock because we've already used up 8 to 10 seconds trying to get the ball to the hash mark. Like, we play too slow sometimes.
And we need more transition buckets too, Flea. That's a great point.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Yes.
But that's
easy
hard.
baskets.
I think the transition baskets are harder to do without but like you guys said, the guys that can handle the rock. Because they're transitioning, they just
right. No. But if you get the ball and give it up, remember, I love Josh Hart. Every time he get a tough rebound, he puts his head down and tries to dribble. Bro, look up and give the ball up. Yeah. How many times we don't watch games together where it's like, when he gets the ball, I'm just waiting for him to turn it over. You got to see me. Just get a ball up. Just get a ball up. Listen, I play ball. I never had a great hand. You know what the coach tell you? When you get the ball, look up, look for a guard, give the ball up. Mm-hmm. Give the ball up. Don't put your head down and try to dribble. No. So I agree with Flea. We definitely need more transition baskets. We definitely need more of that because at times it's too tough for us to score. And you're not going to be able to sustain that for a whole season, let alone a 7-game series against a healthy Milwaukee or Boston or Miami or Philly. So, yeah, I agree. We got to figure that out.
I suggest cap or no cap Knicks Film School. I don't mean to disrespect y'all by bringing up another. Just saying, listen, man, PL, ain't no haters over here, man. I always pull up Knicks Film School, Knicks Fan TV. I don't care who you are. I'll pull your stuff up and just post it on here for us to watch because we get information from everybody. I'm not the type to be front on nobody. I show everybody love. So Knicks Film School is amazing. Shout out to my guy Sean with a W. I gotta get him on here because he's a guy I was on Twitter with. He just shows nothing but love. So cap or no cap, Knicks Film School. Is that a that's their segment about the salary cap in the NBA? Because that's amazing. Knicks Film School is dope. That guy, I say his name, John McCarry, whatever, Flea. McCobrey. He's everywhere now. He's doing this thing. He's killing. He just had Monica McNutt on his show.
Nice. Big shout out to Knicks Film School. All love. Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah. So anything you guys want to suggest, you want us to react to, learn about, breaking down film, everything. Like the guy, the guy Sean Jones that JJ Redick had on his podcast. Sean Jones for I didn't even know who he was. I just know him for his tweets, breaking down any kind of film that night. He go, hey, let's get into this game. It'll be a game from a week ago. And he'll break everything down with tweets. So JJ Redick had him on there. It's all about showing love. Like, this ain't no Stephen A. Smith show.
Yeah, but say it again. Everybody in the chat. Anything y'all want us to break down, send it to us, and we're We'll put it up on the screen and we'll break it down. Like Fabian said, just to repeat and reiterate, nothing but love over here, y'all. Nothing but love. We don't hate on nobody. And once again, if any of y'all can add to the platform, can be an asset, let us know. If y'all know things we don't know, hey man, like I said, we'll let y'all get y'all love for 3 minutes, come up on the screen and we'll chop it up. Like I said, it's all love over here, man. All love.
Trillion, we appreciate you, big dog.
He said, wish y'all had a call-in line. Your vibes are immaculate. Salute, Kings. Let's go Knicks. We got to set that up with a link or whatever in the future. And we definitely need Trillium up here because he drops jewels too. Yeah. So is John Macquarie, PL? Got you. Hey, Knicks 100. Is he? I'm not putting that on there. No hate. Can't put no hate up there. As we continue on, we got a couple more minutes left. You guys got a couple minutes?
I got about 5 minutes for sure.
Oh, 5. Okay. 5 is not. Nah. I need more than that.
What's a couple of minutes? You mean like 2-3 minutes?
Nah, just 10. That's a no. So, favorite perspective.
I gotta come on, man. No. Because with us, we love this so much. 10 minutes to turn into an hour. So
it wasn't gonna be a Knicks topic. It was gonna be.
Go. I got Flea. You got 10 minutes?
Right here.
Let's go.
I'm gonna piss Flea off. Flea might jump off the screen.
Uh-oh. Come on, let's see this.
Just lately, I believe there's a tide turning, in my opinion. And you know me, Flea, the dot connector. This is your fault, Flea. Yeah, now you got it in my head. I'm over here.
You're the dot connector.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm sorry, Trillium. Fabe asked for 5 minutes now. Chill, pal.
Yeah, you asked for 10 last time. It was crazy.
See, thank you. Yo, thank you.
Hold on. He said, chill, pal. Oh, no, chill, pa. So, yo, I'm seeing a tide shifting with ESPN. Shout out to Ticket TV. I saw him yesterday talking about Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, he heard Stephen A. Smith saying that people turned his back on him. They went up to the front offices saying, yo, we want Stephen A. out of here. Then we saw Draymond Green. I don't really rock with Stephen A. like that no more. Where'd that come from? You guys are the same birds of a feather. Then what was interesting to me is Stephen A. clapping back. Let me go to this first. Isaiah Thomas. I've been a friend, mentor, and advisor to, not sure what that is, since he was a student at UC Berkeley. He is 100% marketable, and before you even slander his name, Stephen A. Smith, tell your source to put their name on it or don't speak on it. Let it be known. So I guess he's defending Jalen Brown.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that Zeke, the real Isaiah Detroit Piston?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, because Stephen A. Smith tried to clap back, and he said, I have no idea what you're talking about, Isaiah Thomas. I have been a fan of Jalen Brown for years. Still am. What's unfortunate is that you, who's known me for decades, would choose to go on X, which is Twitter, formerly Twitter, to express whatever dissent you feel instead of calling me directly. But I get it. It's a pattern several folks have used versus me recently.
Is
Suddenly forgetting.
Is Stephen A. getting the Drake treatment right now? Where everybody
Suddenly forgetting communication we've always had, so be it. I root for JB always, a great dude and player, but the Celtics have to close the deal. Oh, ball. I'm telling you, we work like this is Professor X Powers, telekinesis. In my notes, I put, is Stephen A. the new Drake? 20v1? Everybody's just coming at him. And remember, hold on, just to set this up. Everybody ain't hate Drake out of nowhere. Something is going on in the background.
It ain't out of nowhere. Listen, Flea,
go ahead.
Few minutes.
Yep.
Stephen A. Smith is getting a taste of his own medicine. Mm-hmm. Like that's all it is. You got to remember, 10 years ago, social media, podcasting, just this world, a lot of guys wasn't ever privy to it, didn't care about it, or they wasn't as powerful. So Stephen A. was the guy. Now that everybody has their own platform, and now you don't need corporate, you don't need the big dogs no more. You know, 10 years ago, you talk or treat Stephen A. wrong, that can cause a problem for you when you're trying to get into certain doors. Now that people understand, I don't even care if I get in that door. Listen, man, This is the second time Stephen A said you should have called me. He said to the Draymond Green, why anybody got to call you? Was you calling anybody back in the days when you was talking about they dirt? We know the name. So for me, it's just funny that, and I say this, and I'm leaving it at this for you. I don't see how guys with $100 million contracts get into problems. Listen, if it ain't a female problem, I ain't got no problems with $100 million. I will not have problems with another grown man with $100 million in the checking account or the savings account. I guarantee you that.
Well, that's
Drake. Hold on, Flea. Flea gotta take a deep breath. He's coming off of a verbal ass whooping of Draymond Green and Stephen A. Smith. I'll put the link in the description because everybody in the comments is going crazy. Flea is a genius. Flea, I fucks with you. Yeah, Flea, you talking that talk. It was like non-stop, double down. So it ain't just Draymond. It ain't just Isaiah Thomas. It's Flea and a whole bunch of people around the world that don't like your ass, Stephen A. Smith. And now, last but not least, Big Flea.
Take us home.
Listen. I've been adamant on this subject for the last couple of days, right? First of all, let me touch on what you just said, OG. You said if it ain't about a woman, I don't understand how $100 million people have issues. Drake's issues specifically deal with women.
Exactly.
People don't understand that. People think that this is male ego and there's ego, but
he's knocking them down.
He's sleeping with executives' wives. He's sleeping with
he knocking
owners'
them down.
wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's sleeping with women that you ain't supposed to be touching. So that's why there's certain things. It's a trickle-down effect, and we just see it for, he's beefing with a bunch of no, you beefing with a bunch of cats because you are the biggest dirty Mac out here. So that's something different. In terms of Stephen A. Smith, I went on a rant the other day, and
epic.
It felt damn good. You know why? Many of y'all don't know I used to have braids back in the day, and African woman used to braid my hair. Her shop was on Linden Boulevard and 224th Street. I used to go in there and go get my hair braided every 2 weeks. There was a barber shop inside of the salon. And inside of the salon, the barber in there had very, at the time, high-end clientele. Now, this is the early 2000s, 2, 3, 4, 2000, around that time, 2002, 3, 4. Well, who would come in there and try to get their pushback hairline taken care of? Stephen A. Smith. So one time I'm in there, I'm getting my hair braided, and the dude is cutting his hair. He's doing whatever he got to do to him. And he walks out. And at the time, he's not huge, but if you're into sports and media at that time, you knew he was next up. Right. And so I happened to see him, and I was very excited to see this dude, right? Because you know he's from Queens. You know he's a brother on TV screen. A face that you see, you know, his bravado, his attitude was very refreshing because you felt like he was one of us in the beginning. He was an asshole then too, because I tried to reach my hand, shake his hand, all of that. The interaction was very cold. I've never told this story ever. My closest people, my friends, they know this, but I've never told this on screen. He wasn't very common. I'll say that.
Wow.
But anyway, I say all that to say this. He thinks he's one of them. He's not. And he's getting pushed out the room now because people are realizing, yo, he ain't really one of us. And I'm not talking about brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
just thorough.
These athletes are reminding him that you are not a former pro. You've never been in the trenches with us. You gotta these relationships that you have are not relationships that are the same in your mind as they are. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas, think about this. Isaiah Thomas is the first person to give Stephen A. Smith an interview from a professional athlete. Is the first person to ever give him an interview. and Isaiah realizing that, yo, how you moving ain't, we ain't. So if somebody that believed in you back when you were writing in the Daily News in 94 is seeing who you are today and ain't really feeling it, I don't know. I ain't got much else to say. Yeah, he told me to put my glasses back on. I was
No, but he's pointing to his hairline.
Nah, to get the pushback hairline lined up is crazy.
Yo,
I don't make hairline jokes.
But before we get out of here, it's listen, man. Sometimes in life, we've had enough, and his time is up. He ain't cool. He ain't funny. He's a backstabber. He's a liar. And at the end of the day, man, like you said, Fleet, you know, they showed the clip where it was a basketball game and he walked into the game as if he was about to play. Shook the security guard hand. You could tell the security guard was like, okay.
Yeah, he had the crop top jacket on.
Exactly. And it was just like, yo, bruh, stop, man. You know, so I get it. He act like he's bigger than the game itself. He act like, you know, so I just think guys are fed up with him.
And people will call this hate. Let me tell you, when people see this, people will say what we're doing right now is hate. And has nothing to do with that. As I said before, we have championed his work. He has done great work for years. Nobody is mad at the work. The work speaks for itself. We're talking about the crossover and the person that you've built yourself to believe you are, and it's not matching up with the guys that matter. Like, forget us. The guys that matter are starting to see that we about to start pushing you to the side because we ain't watch out. We're not digging this. You're inauthentic now. You're not being authentic anymore. So
pack them up, get them out of here.
I'll finish it up with this. Y'all hit it on the nose, and then Flea brought it back to the whole Drake comparison, which AllBall. I can't believe you thought the same thing I did. Like, the first person I thought it was Drake, like someone who got a lot of power, and they did their thing, but you needed those cosigns, and it's almost like you forgot you needed those cosigns. You forgot that you took those cosigns, and then now you at the top. It's like, yo, bro, we know what you're doing. And he said, I heard Ticket TV's thing. He was saying like, yo, I hear everything when you in this business. Everything comes back to you, whatever it is. You sound just like Drake. You don't get it. They not like us, like that. I'm waiting for that hit. Somebody to come up with a hit podcast record on Stephen A. It's about to get. I don't know if it's gonna be Shannon Sharp, Kendrick Perkins. It might be Skip Bayless coming out of nowhere from the woodworks. Like, this is bad, man. And he's from Queens. He did his thing, but it's like, bro, we've been saying, what is that? There was no need for that. Even with, look, how much criticism have I had of Kyrie, Flea? I just, at some point, it gets personal for them. It don't get personal with me, man. I love Kyrie Irving. Are you crazy? What's going on right now? This ain't no I told you so to me. You think I didn't think he was gonna be nice like that? You think I never told him to retire? Just dumb shit he said. Kawhi Leonard, you need to retire. What are you talking about? Same guy taking how much money on ESPN?
You heard what he said about what's my guy, the Pelicans? Brandon Ingram. He playing with people money. If I was the organization, I wouldn't give him the max. Yeah, so he do too much, bro. He do too much. And at the end of the day, like, even you see when Steven Jackson them called him out as far as, like, I remember the Russell Westbrook situation. I called the front, like, bro, what are you doing?
And look, I'm thankful for bringing that up, because then you showed your hand. When it was Draymond, when it was Russell Westbrook, you called up the front office to find out, hey, what happened? But when it was Draymond, you admitted to, that's my guy, he's a good guy. So I called the front office defending him. Why are you defending him in 1 minute? Because you like this guy, you got a relationship with him, and then the next minute with Russell Westbrook, you throw him under the bus.
Hey, Flea, I'm gonna leave. This is gonna be my last one. Years ago, remember when he used to say "stay off the weed" a lot, and remember when at one time on ESPN he had a list of all the athletes that got busted for weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he read those names out loud on TV, right?
Absolutely, I remember that.
Now, do y'all remember remember the baseball player for Texas Rangers, Josh Hamilton?
Mm-hmm.
Remember all the trouble he was dealing with?
Absolutely.
You know what Stephen A. Smith said about him, right?
Absolutely nothing.
He should get some help.
That was it.
But when it comes to us, stay off the. Come on,
He used
bro.
to kill. What's my man? He used to
Browns?
kill Josh Gordon. He used to
Oh man,
kill
crazy.
And
Crush
what's the
Josh
difference
Gordon.
when Josh Gordon was like the Josh Hamilton of football at that time? Josh Gordon was
Exactly.
nasty.
Oh yeah,
He was one of the top receivers. So
Receivers
like,
in the
what's your
league.
excuse?
yeah.
He has trouble. He's having trouble. He's on lean or whatever, bro. That's serious. But go get. We need to get this guy to get some help, man. Nah. So
The criticism.
karma.
The criticism has always had a heavy dose of personal feelings attached to it, and there's always been an aspect of him validating himself as this dude from Queens, New York, that's going to keep it thorough and keep it tough, right? There's a tough aspect to when he talks the game, and I know that's what I played too. He played, but I played too. It rubs me the wrong way, and I'm not no NBA pro. I'm sure the pros that have put blood, sweat, and tears have dedicated their lives to this. This is what put food in their families' plates, created a generational wealth legacy. How he talks, there's too much of that tough talk in it, and it doesn't elevate what you're saying. You could talk way different, and you would still get your point across, and you would still be able to deliver whatever it is you're trying to deliver to the people. But you put that sauce on it, and the sauce makes it inauthentic. It makes it weird. Straight up, it just makes it weird. I want to grab you and give you a wedgie. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of corny shit. Because you corny, bro. What you doing?
Right. And this is how you know we not thorough. With the Draymond Green situation.
For real. I'm sorry.
When a person say, yo, man, you could have gave me a call. But you know what he says after that? We could talk about it on the platform. Let me tell you something. I'm going to leave it at this. Big shout to Terrell Owens. Remember what he said to him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Max Kellerman acting blacker than you.
He ain't like that. That shit hurt. He ain't like that.
Pack him up.
Pack him up.
Well, he packing this episode up. Another great one. Appreciate y'all in the comments. Try to get to as many comments as possible. I'm thinking I'm gonna just maybe click on the comments as we go along. I know Flea will read them or AllBall read them. It might spark something without, we got topics and we trying to make it, we are a professional show out here, but we packing this one up. Appreciate AllBall TV family. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the subscribers. Of course, Big Flea, AllBall. It's Fabian Perspective. You know what time it is, man. Tune into us every day, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.